Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have The Sandlot 2. This is a sequel to the classic 1993 movie, I believe, and it takes place approximately, well, this one came out in 2005, and it's an hour and 38 minutes long, and it takes place about 10 years after, even though these movies are 12 years apart, but it takes place 10 years after. It's in 1972, and instead of 1962, and it's telling a story of a whole bunch of new kids. Well, there is a relationship. One of them's called Smalls. So, but the others are all kind of brand new, and they all love baseball and they all love the Sandlot. And I mean, Sandlot for itself, at the beginning, it's the staging ground for a few tense moments between different groups. Boys versus girls are heroes in a sense. Well, one boy versus a bunch of other boys, boys versus girls, and then everybody else versus another set of boy baseball players. Why do I make the distinction of boys and girls? Well, there's just a lot more girls in this one. And there's so much talk of women's liberation because it's the 70s, early 70s especially. And yeah, they make a point that girls can do whatever a boy does. And the girls go ahead and make a case for that pretty dang well. So yeah, this movie is so many different things. And I know that a lot of people really don't like it because of various reasons. Because I mean, the original is held in such high esteem. There's never going to be a film festival where everybody's going to be like, "Hey, we're going to do all the Sandlot movies." Nobody's sticking out around past the first one. Sorry, it's just not going to happen. The magic is not here. I mean, it's sweet. It's got some all right performances. I'm pretty harsh on kid performances because they shouldn't get a break just because they're kids. They're like, oh well, they're not as good actors because they're 12. No, you know what? You're putting them in front of camera and you're giving them some, paying them for this work. They should do a good job, just like anybody else doing a good job or doing a job. You should do it well. You shouldn't do it because your uncle's a producer or something. Not that that's the case with any of these kids. I have no idea. I only recognize a few of them. Oh, I actually only recognize a few of the actors. Greg German is a classic character actor. He's been in so much stuff over the years. When you see him, he plays the dad, Haley's dad. He's the one who is the rocket scientist, which our main character has a connection with. Our main character, Johnny Smalls. Johnny Smalls. Played by Max Lloyd-Jones. His older self narrates the story, and he's also just this sort of nerdy rocket kid who likes to light things up, including fireworks. He's really good at shooting off fireworks too. Of course, there's going to be a struggle with the beast, or I think they call it the Great Fear, or the Fear, or something, on the other side of the fence, just like in the first one. It does retread an awful lot of stuff, and it does. I'm not going to spoil anything really. Not that I'm going to spoil much, but it has a resolution fairly similar to the original, where it was just like, why don't you just talk to somebody about the thing you lost on the other side of the fence? Could have had saved you a whole lot of trouble. Just talk to the owner of the property. So, yeah, I don't want to spoil what's really important. It is not a baseball, not a Babe Ruth signed baseball at this time, but it is probably worth more. That gets lost on the other side of that fence. It's pretty dang big. It's pretty dang important. Well, relatively, but it's symbolically important. But the movie is really about the kids. It's a coming of age, kids dealing with each other, boys versus girls, the butting of heads of the one older main boy, the sixth graders, and the main girl. It's basically not Johnny. It's what do you call it? David Durango and Haley Goodfarer. Yeah, they're the two sort of main romantic leads, and they butt heads. They just but it's because they find each other attractive and they want to be boyfriend and girlfriend. So yeah, and that kind of thing comes into play. One of the most recognizable of the kid actors you'll recognize is the kid who plays Mac, and he is, where are you? What's your name? Come on, Mac. There you are. Brett Kelly. Brett Kelly. If you ever watched Bad Santa, he's the kid that Billy Bob Thornton sort of takes in or sort of has a connection with, and but he's a bit more bright in this one. He still has blonde curly hair, still a little bit chubby, but he's funny. He's the the answer to the "you're killing me, Smalls" kind of kid. He's boastful. He has a he talks big. So so yeah, it's never gonna live up to the original. If you love the original, if you want to see what the Sandlot would look like 10 years later, sort of, you're gonna get that to a certain degree, but it's probably not gonna hook you in unless you have no expectations whatsoever. But I mean, that's probably because you never saw the originals, or hey, and if you were a kid, were just like, hey, you know what? Maybe I'll watch the Sandlot movies, and you start with number two. Well, you're a weirdo. I love weirdos. Weirdos are great. Being weirdo is a great thing, but chronology is not your strong suit. That dog right there, that's not the dog. That's not the beast or the fear or whatever it is on the other side. Why is this dog here? I don't recognize this dog. If anything, this is a still from a pan shot when they're toward the end of the movie, and I won't tell you why I think that, but that is not the thing the kids are contending with at all. Why is this the backdrop? Why? You're adorable, you're sweet, but why? So, yeah, this is also an awful lot. This is a 20th Century Fox film, so it was brought over in the acquisition. Um, it has a lot more swearing in it than your normal like Disney film, and they didn't censor any of it out. It's not. There's no f bombs or anything else. I mean, it's your hell damn ass kind of stuff, shit, stuff like that. So it's nothing that's going to traumatize anybody, but it's not as sweet natured as say some other films that you'd obviously get on Disney Plus, and it's certainly not the censored version of Adventures in Babysitting. So, but yeah, so if you're sensitive to that kind of thing, yeah, maybe you don't want to share that with your kids. But I'm thinking other people might have other reasons for you to not share this with your kids, because people have strong feelings about The Sandlot. It's a cult classic. I mean, it's beyond a cult classic, but it's a classic. So, for many reasons, nostalgia, it just pulls the nostalgia strings, and that's what they do. They make their effort to pull every single '70s nostalgia string they can get in this. If you grew up in the '70s, so yeah, they do. They make an effort. I'm trying to think if there's anything. I'm feeling there's something else I'm missing here, but really not. Really not. Yeah, watch it if you feel you need to see all of them. I've seen the third one for a while. That was the only one that was on Disney Plus for some reason. Like they had all three of them up, and they took 1 and 2 off, and then they brought 1 and 2 back. They're just bouncing things all over the place. But now 1, 2, 3, and I think there's a fourth one, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm confused. Either way, you don't need to watch this movie, but if you're a completionist, go for it. Let's pick tomorrow's episode.
223.
223. Didn't we have 224 recently? 223. Come on. 2. We had 225 recently, and then 226, I think. Oh yeah, we definitely had 226 recently. That was a goofy short, learning how to fish or how to fish. This one, okay, well, guess I'm putting on a Santa hat tomorrow. In the middle of, well, not the middle of March. It's March. It's March now. Did I mention it's March? Holy cow! We got only a few more weeks until we reset the entire list with all new stuff. Lots of new stuff coming, including all those Netflix shows. The Marvel Netflix shows just got added to the list. I just found out about those the other day. Bing, bing, bing. Throw in Jessica Jones, Daredevil, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Daredevil, the Defenders, and Punisher, and all that stuff. But we're gonna watch tomorrow yet another unnecessary sequel. We'll see if it's still on here. Home Alone 4. Yeah. We did say 223, right? 223. Yeah, it is 223. Home Alone 4 is what we're watching next on the Disney Plus Radio Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with children abusing home invaders on the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. Bye.